Older than death within modern life. The soul, its depth in hip-hop sites. The solar itself eclipsed outright, surveying the topic through a special lens, landing upon Vancouver's intelligence, flattening all beneath that element. The land acknowledgement selfish, the style and apology as Elvis. Viral, the hot heat of hell as these lines I thoughtfully collected. The light of Apollo infecting it, this sunlight through the window. The dozen likes on his Instagram post, breaking a chair in the rehab. His rage compared to the sea hags, as Dante with the Tanzanima rap. All palm trees, his odyssey tropical, fluffy, the thought philosophical, the plot in his novel implausible, as everyone reading Black Magic, central the sun beaming magnanimous. The facts forever prominent, the virus wrapped in this condom, the dialectic of rapper and audience, holding the words together, you and me, as the crowd urges its futurity. Iconoclastic irony, Vancouver, the time machine. Defying the rhyme scheme, rising and defining the skyline, those giants standing over everyone, published in the Vancouver Sun. These discarded needles and condoms, the problem of evil in the heart. The bard, a green philosopher walking under trees in the dark forest. This weird art discordant and mordant, these incisors. These incisions incisive as scissors. I'm like Christ or like a wizard. A Miltonic Satanist, the genre built on his sacred wit, the sunlight bouncing off the lunar verse, universal onto Vancouver. The sunlight bouncing off the lunar verse, universal onto Vancouver. The sunlight bouncing off the lunar verse, universal onto Vancouver. The sunlight bouncing off the lunar verse, universal onto Vancouver. Yo, the moon, a word without its context, the newest verse out of his consciousness, confusing the surface of the waters, this loose rehearsal of the solipsist soliloquy, to normalize as fashion the final forms of my abstraction. The rhymes contorted by his passion, tying his horse outside the tavern, kick in the door waving the phallus. These oranges and grapes of his praxis as pouring into ancient glasses. The origin and fate of every passage, the negative space upon the poet's page to taste as racists call him Ghostface, reading the philosopher's love life. I mean, it's obvious we're nothing alike. Maybe I'm skilled in rhyming elegance. Ghostface, he built the high tenement though. Jay-Z's still alive in heaven. The poet's chill vibe of indifference, slowly killing time in English. Stones a-glitter, shine and twinkle in it, the darkening secret of her fury. As Mars and Venus and Mercurial Mercury oozing mystery silverly, as the lunar liquidly fills the trees. The things, material reality, the poet thinking clearly through the black leaves, breaking out into the moonlight, out from the jungle, hewn with the knife, his path destructive as deconstruction, displacing structures, greenly destructive, trees ancient, green paint from him leaves fragments of green on the pages in English clearer than reality. The things, material reality, obscurely misrepresented in the universal impurity of red bend ink blue into purple, his ink tray abolished by elves, these things as they are in themselves, confounding interpretation, were his fragments unsound as urban painting, words sprayed in cursive, these figures in the carpet submersive, his literature the darkest, the mind a tomb representing the things it defines and ruins as the dead sing in English usage imperfect as some Picassos, the things ruined in verbiage untactful, undermining formal reportage, these uprising pitchforks and torches, as the rise of metaphors in English, the mind a heaven for the things it remembers, the light observing truth in letters unread by the bright circular moon monocle, the work of but a few apostles. It's too philosophical, the mind a rehab for unruly imagery. His driest speech as unspooling ribbons, these threads of thought, the mental knots a solipsistic echo in the halls of a temple god acknowledges from the depths where forgotten water sits, collective as the motto etched onto the polished silver. So much depends on if things at all exist, the dove spreading its wings upon the wind. So much death among the things forgotten, yet there's no end of things in the unconscious. So much depends on if things at all exist, the dove spreading its wings upon the wind. So much death among the things forgotten, yet there's no end of things in the unconscious. Lo, the word picture fragrant, unspoken, the Wurlitzer ancient. Inert the parade's end, below the surface that Drake meant. Those many crawling we capture, swarming upon the piazza, the correspondent abolishing Canada, his mourning not solemnly black enough, taking his waking slow, the location wherever he deigns to go, overstaying his welcome, the radio for Ophes, the telephone afraid of ghosts, okay, the dragon once slain in antiquity, she now must be paid, and equally flowing as rain, in the street asleep, her photo displayed in this eatery, entering the cavern as you enter me, her poetry stamped upon the memory as the mind carries all that spelling as the library's compact shelving, encyclopedic as Oxford English Dictionary, the sophomore delinquent, a potent rock of crack in his pipe, that cold rock pallid in the night, glowingly, softly, relaxedly alright, the lunar rebel you despise, looming as Hegel in the sky. His plumes the feathers of a fire, rising and conquering the nocturnal, writing his thoughts for a small circle. In irony, awkward to locate, dishonored for honoring the idea of honor as Quixote. Awkward to locate, dishonored for honoring the idea, dishonored for honoring the idea as Quixote, as Quixote, awkward to locate. Irony, awkward to locate, dishonored for honoring the idea of honor as Quixote, draining the sky of its good bright blue light, making your genocide look like a suicide, piling the corpses by a logic, defining this form while you mock it. Pornography, noisome and godless, your forgotten toys in the closet. These others you cannibalize. I mean, what's a few black lives? One beaver made into a hat for some evil Canadian trapper, succeeding as the stages of his cancer, unseen as the pages of amateurs, as the self-published penguins. It's hella fucking Satanists, yo, serving these infernal sentences, covertly returning to segregation of MF Doom and pavement. Lunar the pages I print.